Annually, PearTree Securities funds between $200 million to over $400 million into Canadian mineral and oil and gas exploration and mine development. Since 2007, we've helped create jobs in the North and fund Canadian charities. And how do we do this? Through PearTree's Charity Flow-Through financing platform. The Canadian federal government introduced flow-through shares in the 1970s to encourage resource sector investment. Typically, flow-through shares were acquired through retail brokers and limited partnerships. Now, 50 years later, those traditional sources are not raising the money they used to. So how does charity flow-through financing work? First, a resource company issues common shares, designated as flow-through shares under Canadian law, to fund exploration and development activity. Next, Canadian philanthropists, or donors, buy those shares and access Canadian resource exploration deductions and tax credits, either CEE or CDE. The issue price is deductible by Canadian taxpayers, thus enabling a first subscriber deduction. The donors then gift the shares to Canadian charities they choose, from universities and hospitals to small grassroots organizations. Finally, on the same day, the charities sell the shares to accredited end buyers and issue the donors tax receipts equal to the sale proceeds. Because the shares are stripped of the tax benefits, the end buyers acquire the shares at a discounted price. Through our unique platform, the opportunity to place shares with long-term or strategic end buyers, often global investors, protects the economic interests of existing shareholders. By doing so, we mitigate downward market pressure otherwise seen when flow-through shares are bought by the traditional funds. We provide issuers with exposure to PearTree Canada's high-net-worth philanthropic clients, which often results in additional investor interest. PearTree has funded industry-leading mining and oil and gas issuers such as Osisko, Great Bear Resources, Seabridge, IAMGold, Kelt and Spartan Delta, and have worked with end buyer investors, including strategic buyers such as Barrick, Newmont, and Teck. We hold licenses as an EMD, PM, and IFM with a team of finance, legal, and tax professionals. We ensure every element of our structure delivers the greatest benefit possible to all participants: the issuer, the investment dealer, and the end buyer. We provide premium subscription prices for issuers, meaning less share dilution and more cash. And each step of the transaction happens on the same day, with no impact on existing broker or banker fee arrangements. PearTree is paid by our high-net-worth clients. PearTree Securities has developed strong buy-side relationships at a global level. Through us, strategic and institutional investors acquire high-quality Canadian resource shares. And we participate in all or part of a flow-through financing by public or private issuers. As long as the exploration occurs in Canada, PearTree funds issuers listed globally, such as on the ASX, without the need for a Canadian listing, with no fees. For mining and oil and gas companies, this means more capital and support to achieve their ESG, environmental, social, governance goals. For Canada, this means jobs and investment in the North and Indigenous communities, all while funding worthy charities from coast to coast to coast. This is the evolution of a Canadian innovation.